The Restoration movement has not yet had its finest hour. While certain unfortunate aspects of our recent past deserve to recede, noble maxims from our heritage await exciting rediscovery. Back to the Bible. Where the Bible speaks, we speak. Where the Bible's silent, we're silent. In matters of faith, unity. In matters of opinion, liberty. And in everything, charity. Now, it must be observed that antiquarianism is not a virtue. There is no point in time at which one can say that the church was restored and that now all we have to do is preach it. Restoration is a continuing dynamic plea that biblical norms, responsibly derived, be lived in culturally responsible ways. As I've come to understand it, restoration is incumbent on every generation. Make no mistake, however, the calling is not to become a restorationist, but to become Christian. Restoration is only a mindset, a perspective on religion out of which to operate. One does not have to be a restorationist to be a Christian. But every Christian should find the concept of restoration, if properly understood, attractive. I have dreamed for years of a time when restoration will be taken out of the domain of the historians and put into the hands of the people in our pews, and that dream has now come within reach. With so many questions flying around and so much uncertainty being expressed in various quarters, what an opportunity for the various faculties in our Christian colleges and universities to help shape the future. These are indeed the best of times to be involved in Christian education. If we are to have a truly significant impact upon the national and international scene, faculties of religion must play leading prophetic roles in channeling and facilitating whatever changes loom ahead. An outdated curriculum from a sectarian past that placed primary emphasis upon undergraduate ministerial preparation will not suffice. Distancing ourselves from sectarianism inevitably will bring demands in the larger arena for understandings and skills found only in comprehensive graduate education. Undergraduate programs in religion need to be restructured as foundational, providing basic skills and perspectives. Our graduate faculties of religious studies must investigate the biblical text afresh. Through experience, feel the pulse of the world around them, sense where things ought to go, and provide the kind of experiences that will enable young servants to go out into churches and communities and provide direction. And these faculties of religion have no alternative but to engage convincingly the larger arenas of current religious thought, if we would move from the backwaters. But I carry a burden for all of our students beyond those preparing for full-time ministry. They have every right to come to our campuses, all of them, and encounter experiences calculated to help them become biblically articulate, and even more, to become enamored with and reliant upon the biblical text for their perspective in life. They have every right to expect to graduate, all of them, thoroughly conversant with the major theological concepts of God, Christ, Spirit, sin, salvation, the church, and the last things. And they have every right, all of them, to expect to graduate with a good understanding of the mind of Christ and with ethical matters firmly understood. And they have every right to leave our campuses with healthy respect for the Restoration movement and how it fits into the larger religious arena. They need this to become their best before God. Non-Christians need to encounter genuine Christianity through them. Churches need an oncoming generation of thoughtful and energetic Christians with mature perspectives. And universities and colleges need grateful alumni who are biblically aware, Christ-centered, theologically certain, ethically sound, worshipful, restorationist-oriented Christians, or ultimately our institutions, with unprepared and ungrateful alumni, will change in ways they might not desire. In view of the emerging non-sectarian identity of the church, a significantly revised concept of the mission of Christian higher education is demanded. All components of our faculties must be involved in this redefinition of Christianity in non-sectarian terms. Obviously, our faculties of religion are in prime position to ask penetrating and demanding biblical and theological questions. But all faculties must bring their special insights and expertise to bear in dialogue on this common task if we would achieve the desired non-sectarian Christian perspective in thoroughgoing fashion. One thing is certain: the day is gone for faded notes and traditional questions, inherited answers and limited expectations. The demands of this current interlude will not tolerate indolence or mediocrity in any form. Working together in uncommon collegiality, we must expect of one another the highest level of academic and spiritual excellence if we would become prophetic thought leaders among a broadened constituency in this post-sectarian era. Whether the Restoration movement has its finest hour in the years to come depends no little on what is done on this and other campuses in the months and years just ahead. Decisions made now by boards of trustees and administrations regarding the sense of mission, and by faculties regarding the restructuring of their roles, will have a profound effect upon whatever is to come next in a large portion of the Restoration movement and beyond. Either we shall lead in a positive reclamation of biblical Christianity for our age, or we shall continue to follow societal changes now in progress among us and retire to the margin, and perhaps self-destruct. I am convinced that our religious past does have a future in this chaotic world, but it lies neither in our vexatious and ruinous sectarian past, nor in seductive exteriorities offered by popular evangelicalism. It lies in the validity of the ideals of our Restoration heritage as the context in which to form an accurate understanding of the ancient intent of God in Christ, melded with an accurate perception of this incredibly demanding age in which we live. This would be Restoration at its finest, a worthy extension of a grand legacy.